EarthCruisers are made, not in a dank industrial maelstrom by robot slave labor, but by smiling, hacky sack-playing hippie engineers in sunny Bend, Oregon. They were originally made in Australia, where company founder and CEO Lance Gillies started building them in 2010. They're still being built down under, but after Gillies moved to Oregon in 2011, he had to semi-sever those ties for corporate regulatory reasons we don't fully understand. He founded another branch of the company here, and so far, they've cranked out 25 of these mighty zombie stompers, with many more on the way. In all, including the Aussie-built models, maybe 100 of them roam the planet right now. The EarthCruiser starts life as one of thousands of FUSO medium-duty delivery vans, what you and I might call a box van. Who knew you could get a 4WD box van? It was news to us. U.S. EarthCruisers start on a 2017 FUSO FG4x4 powered by a 3.0-liter DOHC turbodiesel i4. Gillies like the FUSO for several reasons. They're ubiquitous, mechanics all over the world know how to work on them, parts are everywhere, and you can get diesel fuel all over the planet. The 4-banger diesel makes 161 horsepower at 3,100 revolutions per minute and 295 pounds-to-foot of torque at 1,300 revolutions per minute. So that's a pretty narrow band you'd be operating in, suggesting a lot of shifting. FUSO's US website lists transmission as a 6-speed dual-clutch automatic, but the cruiser we drove was Gillies' own personal ride, based on a 2004 chassis, and it had a manual trans. You can source your own FUSO truck and have them build your EarthCruiser based on that. In Australia, they make double-cab 4x4s, with 2 rows of seats up front. Here in the US, you're limited to a single cab. The meat and potatoes are in the back, both literally and figuratively. You could carry a lot of both in the EarthCruiser's 4.6 cubic feet upright stainless steel compressor freeze, which will continue working even if it's not perfectly level. You can cook them taters on the ceramic Webisto cooktop, which operates using diesel fuel from main tank. The Webisto dual hot air and water heater also runs on diesel because diesel is available everywhere on the planet, unlike propane or high-octane gasoline. There are also 2 40-gallon tanks for drinking water, the latter of which can be sucked directly from just about any body of fresh water you happen to be parked next to, then filtered to safe drinking levels by the craft's onboard filters. There's a heated and insulated 20-gallon gray water tank, too. The shower is the first thing you step into as you enter the side of the Great White Beast, a layout designed to facilitate hosing down Gillies' handsome golden retriever. There are solar panels on the roof of the pop-top camper section, too. Our test rig had 2 125-watt panels charging to 270-watt 12-volt AGM house batteries and 2 120-amp vehicle starting batteries. The panels fill the start batteries first before charging the house batteries. You always want to be able to fire up the engine and get the heck out of there when the undead show up. We've all seen the TV show. The top itself rises up via jack screws at each corner that operate electrically or by hand cranking. There is a spec sheet about 1.5 miles long on this thing. Suffice to say there are lights, switches, little electric motors and about 8 million tiny features that will surprise and delight you as you get to know the EarthCruiser. We were originally supposed to borrow it for a weekend camping adventure, but that offer was withdrawn without much explanation. Instead, we drove it up and down some dirt hills in a blueberry farm somewhere west of Simi Valley in California. Because the FUSO body is a more flexible C-frame structure and the EarthCruiser camper box is very rigid, Gillies & Company developed a kinetic mount system wherein the camper is fixed to a rigid steel subframe connected in 8 spots with bolts tensioned by springs. There were a couple of things you should know before you decide to buy. The EarthCruiser is not as customizable from the factory as some other RVs. Gillies has sorted this thing out and likes it just the way it is. If you want a cabinet right there, he said, pointing to a random, cabinetless space in the camper, you're not our customer. That's one thing if you're talking about cabinets, but American RV buyers like things like air conditioning and television. They will install a swing arm and let you mount your own TV screen on it. A 12-volt DC air conditioner is also an option. Runtime for the AC varies depending on whether you choose lithium or AGM batteries. It'll run 4 to 6 hours with AGM house batteries and 6+ hours if you get the full lithium-ion setup.